here. So these guys, Mark, he said guys in those girls, but is it guys? Yeah. So they will help me, and so they will be walking around like I've been doing now, and so be polite and say hello when they come, and so you can ask them about whatever concerning the questions, but of course you can also ask them, how did you actually get an A? Can you show me the short way to get an A? Yeah. So go for it. Okay. So I will show you one more slide then before we get to the next exercise. And the point to make now, we started on this called to understand that we're leaving the real world now and we're moving into models. So think about the difference between the real world and models. So I'm having this one to explain or to think about the difference. Why do we use models? What could be example of models? The obvious one would be photo models. Or explaining a ship, that could be another model. So what's the use? Why do we have photo models? Demonstrate something out of the total. So a photo model is not real in the way that there are things behind that we don't see. And in the same way as photo models, economic models, they are not real. But why do we use them? Because we want to focus on some part of a total. Because the real world is too difficult. And how do we get an A? We need structure. And then it's important that the models, they are your friend. They can help you to get a good grade because they can help you to know where to start, where to go, and where to find the answer. So they give you structure. So try to think of it as a help. In a way, it limits you because there's a lot of topics we will say, no, don't think about it. Focus on this thing. So, like here, models come in many forms. And here are examples. It is a simplified description of reality designed to yield hypotheses about economic behavior. So, now we're looking at the first model. And we give it in a way that we have 4 questions. So, then it's time for you to think and talk, and we to walk around.
Oh, this is the freaking CPC program.
Oh, this was the what's the name of the guy?
You figure out the format.
That's it. This is it.
How many times
So,
production?
I mean, you can see it for yourself.
It's like
but basically
for
what it
each
means is
number
that
of
it's
farmers you
equal
get
that
a
quality of
kg of
production
breed
is
produced.
in thousands, like
So
the amount of grains of
it's like you have to find the point where it's most effective.
grains
But A for what
is produced per farmer, even though it doesn't increase.
So it's just
It's
compared
like
to
GDP per capita versus GDP, right? So the number of farmers increases. That means there are
how
more
many thousand
farmers
kilograms of grain are produced per number of farmers?
and there's
Number of
less
farmers 800, then it's 500, then
per
it's
farmer.
1600, then it's 1700. explain what is meant
So
by average
even though
productivity.
the
What is the
production
point
does
here?
take
Is the
place,
average
the
productivity higher?
wealth of each individual farmer
What
does
to the
not.
point? The average productivity is higher.
Yeah.
So you have more people working, producing less.
Yeah, but there's more production in total. Yeah.
Until eventually does get out.
It does, yeah, that has a term for itself, like the production line or something. What's the question here? Explain like, oh yeah, it's just that.
Average that's my
There are produced by the number of farms.
when the point diminishes in the line where they go like
Well, 500 is, yeah, 500. And then if you double it, you don't even get like, yeah, you get like, what, 20%? Yeah, around? Yeah. So, yeah, you'll see that it just drops off. It's an interesting thing. And, like, it makes a lot of sense when you look at it. When I was reading this first week, actually, I was thinking like, yeah, no, this makes a lot of sense. But like, I had this notion, or it was told that like this is wrong, like this is incorrect knowledge, and it is because if the farmers have to get better grain and better like resources, they start making gene enhanced crops in the Middle Ages. Increasing production.
Explain what is meant by average. No, it's distributed between the farmers.
good now, bro.
I love this part. This is law and economics. I love to see like this is not what data because it's like you can't max out anything. There's always an opening. You understand that. You set yourself up for tremendous opportunity.
Like how my work would work. I feel like I could do a better job than a lot of people. Like, okay, number one, I'm not going to force a worker to be at work and make things. As long as you give my results. I don't care where they go. I do want them at work, maybe like once, twice a week. Because I get more popular. Actually, but this like notion of being at work 9 to 5 is just like in terms of like how to be like a rad employee. Step one, take 40-minute long shifts. Right? You are not there to work. You're there to get paid. Take long ass shifts, long ass breaks. It's like Clash Royale when you're not being watched. And it's like, I don't want that. I want my work to come to work, sit down, sit down, walk the fuck in for like 3 hours. Like say 90 minutes to work, walk the fuck in, and then another 90 minutes. And then like, that's it. 3-hour work day. And you have to have someone who's working like 8 hours because you're genuinely there to work. And like, I would not say you're here for a set amount of hours. I'd say you're here for a set amount of objectives. Complete these objectives, and then you can leave. I don't know. If you want it, great, awesome. I'll even pay you more for it. Maybe
We got to review the models to see the incentive. But we can see. We can see if we can afford. I think it's so funny. I think we'll drive high up. Yeah. Not money. Like what is really actually motivating? Oh, this is we're teaching this. So
And now I'm feeling much better. I don't have to wait for
organizational
I'm actually reading it. I'm taking the time.
I've told you like
yeah, there's a
but like it's
holistic like leaders,
but like it's hard to like it's gonna be hard to like handle. Like
intrinsic versus
but like
extrinsic.
but like for now like if we're just taking a break, I don't care. Like she's dealing with like
So
we're just keeping us happy.
yeah. So there was one thing about how extrinsic benefits or extrinsic.
Like, it's always good when the person is there. So it's good when they talk to you for like 30
That's
minutes.
a word for it.
And then the rest
To
of it,
stifle intrinsic
I
motivation.
couldn't.
So the example was
told
a
that
person who is not paid to incentive. Yeah, there was this person who was caring for like a organization, and then it was okay, we should pay this guy because he's just doing all this food. And then he noticed that pound work or that work was less exciting than when he was getting paid for it. Because then it was about money.
No, that's the thing. I totally cannot.
So it's very important to
Every
make
time
sure that
he's sending me
they're
like,
either very
these people,
or they are
very be home by this time. Or not sure. But he's updating always. He's snapping you from outside. And now he's snapping you from outside.
and whoever that is
So much to do.
fast as fuck
I don't know. It's like
and efficiently.
there's this whole summer just
Or
yeah, like
I love
some weird like different. So like yeah. And so like if you don't know how fun, I'm respecting it. I don't want her to worry about me.
go there for a
Because
paycheck.
like I was stressed out. I told her
It's not like
about it. Their husband. It's
worst
like be fully open, right? And then he'll also understand. If he doesn't understand,
Okay.
then I'm
Should we
I'd
have a
rather
look?
work for less than
The first question should be, is what we looked at earlier. So the answer to the first one, that's the point here about production function. So that's this one here. It's the answer. It's to understand the input, and from the inputs, then in a way, a company from the beginning, it's like a black box. So why do we use production functions? To understand this black box, so we can see what's coming in and what's coming out. So we explain this between inputs and outputs. So then B, so that was A. B, how many thousand kilograms of grain are produced when the number of farmers is 800? So go here, and answer is 500,000. And same here, you go in and you go to this one here. And then it's about average productivity. At which of the points, A or B, is the average productivity highest? It's A. What is it at A? How do you find it? What do you do? So you take 500, divide by 800, and you get 6. It's 500,000. So you get 625. Okay? So the average here, average 500,000. divided by 800, and you get 625. And here you get 486.25. So the answer to this one is highest in point A. If you wanted to draw it, so he recounted it, it's 625. But how, if you want to draw it, what do we do? How do we draw it? How do we put it into the diagram? Yeah. So you make a linear function, and you start here, and this is a linear. So here, a bit. So what's the slope? How much is it? So if you go 1, you get how much up? 625. Yeah. So then it's different. So it's lower in B, higher in A. What about diminishing? In Norwegian, avtagende. Diminishing average, gjennomsnittlig productivity. How do we explain it? Yes?
More input doesn't guarantee the same linear output.
The more
Input
input
does not guarantee
the
same level of output.
the same level, but is it more or less?
Less.
Is it less?
Less.
But the production is going down?
No, it
No?
stays the same.
It's so if you add the input, what happened to output? It grows, but at the margin, less and less.
Yeah.
So the average goes down, as we've seen here, A compared to B. But at the division at the average productivity, it goes down, but the production increase, the output increase, but less and less. If we can also compared to average, we can also talk about the marginal productivity. Marginal. Marginal productivity. What is it, and how can you show it in the diagram? What is a marginal productivity? Well, it's the last unit. You look at, you can start with unit input 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and you see the output. And where do you find it? Well, you find it to look, for instance, you look at the slope, you look at the slope here, and you see the tangent in each point here. Then that is the marginal productivity. So unit number 800, then the output, that's the tangent explaining number 800, how much this person, this farmer, contributes to the production of grain. And so this number 800 would be more productive than farmer number 1600. They both contribute to production, but the more, the further you get out here, the less increase. I would like to try out with looking at 3 differences here. This is the same as you've seen before. Input, and here output. But what if I say example 2 is like this, example 3 is like this? Can you talk like an economist and try to explain number? No, give you some time. Give you some time again. Huh? Explain to your neighbor. What's the difference between now, number 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Parabola is like a skewed line.
It's exponential, so the more that you have, the more you by factor 2 or like elevated. Compounds, like you can call it like compounding interest, compounding like compounding information, right? Like that's number 3 is our technology. Like industrial revolution. So that's people go higher and
Are you saying is this true?
no, it can't turn back. Because then it goes. Right. Then it goes back. Time goes back in time, right?
Because resources will limit.
Yeah. Or it'll have to. It'll demand extreme amount of resources. It'll slow down, right? But
Time series here, it shows like the seasonal versus like the long-term cycle data. It shows a company like Apple,
Okay,
it's going to expand.
so what's the difference between number 1 and 2? What happens? How can you explain number 2? Yeah? You get same number of output for each input. You have something to add? It can be used more? What about the, yeah? Yeah? Output is worth more? What, in what way? But what if we look at farmer, number 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and so in example 1 compared to number 2? What can I understand about farmer number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in example 2? Yeah? You infinitely increased your output, but that was the same in number 1. We increased the output, but yeah? So each farmer is equally productive. Huh? produce the same output. So they all are equally productive. So then, more words. What about the average? It's the same. It's constant. Huh? Constant. Yeah. What about at the margin? The margin. The last. Yeah. Yeah. So the average, same as the marginal. The slope is the same here, so it's the same. What about here? Number 3. Yeah. So which?
After a specific number of labor, average increases.
Yeah. So what do they have in common? All these 3.
Productivity is going up. Anyhow.
Yeah. So as you add more farmers, output increase. But what's different? So in this example, who's the most productive farmer? The last one. Yes. So that was some time on to understand these topics like average and also marginal. Okay, let's one more. This time a multiple choice question. To the exam, you will also get examples like this. Find what's incorrect. So some are right, but some are one are incorrect.
When the number of farmers increases, production increases. That is true. At point A, the average productivity is 625 kg per farmer. Can you do the calculation?
My favorite kind of West and they make
A is true, I believe. Why do you think B is true? B? Well, I said A, but take B is, what is that, 500? It's 0.65.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's correct. Divided by 5. Well, I don't
when the number of farmers increase, the average productivity. No, if the number of farmers doubles, the production increases by less than double. If the number of production, yes, it's true. So three is true.
This is
No,
not something very new, so you don't need that much time on this one. What about A? What about A?
Yeah, that is
It's correct, so it's not the one. So what about B? It's correct, so it's not the one. Okay, but C,
incorrect one.
that's the one that's
false.
incorrect. It says when the number of farmers increase, the average productivity increases. So that's not this one. But which of these 3 would be right? The third. So the third, if the slope was like this, number 3, then C would be right. And 4, if the number of farmers doubles, production increases, but less than double. Yes. So that's the right thing here then. Okay, we have one more topic left from this unit. It's called capitalist institutions. the question is how to explain the change in living conditions. We're going back to the change in economic growth. More terms are that enable us to explain change then. So that's a topic you recover would be this thing about the capitalist revolution as a way of organizing the economy. Examples of other possibilities would be a central planning economy, government-controlled firms, or more extreme slave economy. In Norway, we have a lot of examples of capitalists, but we have also examples like central planning. Anybody know examples in a country like Norway? We have central planning. That government, they intervene in the market. Transportation. Healthcare. Alcohol. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a government or it's a company with but anybody, do you eat anything? Huh? Farmers in Norway, they are planned. Yeah. So the planning economy, an example would be farmers in Norway. No, they are. So there are a lot of examples also in Norway. But here we focus on what's called capitalism, and there are many ways of talking about. Like, if you get a question, what is capitalism? Then you can use this answer, say that there are these 4 characteristics. So the first, there are firms that are private owners of capital goods and the hiring of labor to produce goods and services. It is private property, it is people that own things, it is markets, a way of connecting people, and it is institutions. What is institutions? That are, for example, laws and informal rules that regulate social interaction. So the law and all the departments, there's a lot of finance department, etc., are institutions. That's part of a system like we find in Norway. So after this, then it's time for a question again. Which of the following statements does not describe fundamental characteristics of capitalism?
B is true.
Market says
C is also true, I believe.
competition between firms present on the better products. It's A, yeah, it's A. Primarily focused on cost reduction and return.
I believe A is wrong by technicality.
A is wrong.
I believe innovation goes above cost reduction. If ever you come to, well, it's part of it, but I don't think it's the primary goal, right? I think it's just, it's almost a trick question. Bro, Norway, they don't want that. The rest of them are private properties, they have a part of capitalism, so it's Finland. And competition between the firms, obviously, which is better market prices. So this is just objective. But like a firm focusing on cost reduction, it's part of it, but I don't think it's not the primary focus. Generate a profit for investors, but how they do that is not necessarily have to be cost reduction. I mean, there's this is not cost reduction. They want to increase prices. You don't see a
Is this the PA section? Yeah. Why is it too far with one?
Reduce prices despite not having a market. It's not primary. No, their primary incentive is more so innovation than it is primary cost reduction, especially for Upstart or companies that want to like innovation.
Okay. We don't need that much time on this one. So, question: which of the following statements does not describe fundamental characteristics of capitalism? A.
Yes.
It's A. So that should be an easy one. Yes. That was what I had from Unit 2. So then we move on to Topic 3, technological and economic incentives. 2 parts. The first one, innovation and technology choices, and the second one, the industrial revolution and isopost lines. I talked to some of you about the book. I think it's a very good way of introducing a topic, because every chapter it starts with a story. So it's starting from the real world, and it goes then to theory. And finally, it ends with trying to see if the theory, if the model, is it good, and how is it explaining something important about the example in the real world. So this chapter, it starts with, and I ask you, do you know what this is? Do you know this company?
Probably Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, it is.
What is it?
Yeah, I read about this in the.
How do you know it's Tommy Hilfiger?
Hardly remember it. It was some.
Exactly, Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah.
Anybody bought anything from Prismark?
Yeah. What is Prismark?
But you know what it is? The company?
Which is how they.
So, this is the introduction to the chapter about the Industrial Revolution. We are going to look at a model, try to explain the Industrial Revolution. And the story about this one, it started, they had these suits, and they went from producing very costly suits to tailor-made suits that was 20 times as cheap as before, because they changed the technology. What they did, they had something they called buses. They went out and you put on a kind of suit and it measured you. So by using technology, they got your size, and then it was a lot cheaper to make a tailor-made suit for you. And starting from suits for men, they went on to women and As long as you didn't put on weight or change to your body, it would be, you can call them and get a new dress in a way. So this is the introduction to the chapter or unit 3. Where are we? We are here. There we are. So let's start with this topic here about QSmart automates personalized tailoring. It started with the father, but now it's the daughter, and it says that the new technology combines software with tech-savvy workers who were younger and cheaper instead of experienced tailors. So they a new labor in, and the time required to create a custom garment fell to a 20th of the time using conventional tailoring methods. So this is the introduction, and what we're going to do be to find a model, try to explain how we can use it to explain what happened. And I'm going back to the hockey stick. It is to try to explain what happened around 1800 in England, Britain, and it's called then the Industrial Revolution, this wave of technological change which transformed an agrarian and craft-based economy into a commercial and industrial economy. So this time we look at a little bit more sophisticated model. This time we also face a little bit more, if you're not that keen on mathematics, equations, it will be a little bit harder, but not much. A little bit harder, but we try to look into it. So we will have a break, and then we will look at this model and use exercises then to try to understand it. 50 minutes.
Something's on sale. Nothing's ever on sale. It's at a season and then buy. So we try to get rid of this. They're not going to look for sale.
Okay, join us outside.
I do.
That's different.